Hello everyone and welcome to your show Around Kuwait. This is your host Abdulaziz Darwish. In our show all the time we share casing with you about the latest events and the occasions and everything happening in our lovely country state of Kuwait. And sometimes we have a distinguished guest who are going to join us in our show. And today we're going to talk about a different topic. Today we are very privileged to interview one we consider them a proud of Kuwait. She's a Kuwaiti woman. She's already been in different aspects in her following her journey, her dream to raising our Kuwaiti flag high. When we comes in her beginning in journey, she becomes like a Kuwaiti in the fencer national team, and then lead on she become like we call it one of the board of members of Kuwait club, and then she following her journey also to become her project about Be Strong, and later she already contribute with the women empowerment with UN. So I know you're always excited to know more about our distinguished guest today. So let's go to the certain now report to know more about our guest. I will be right back. Stay tuned. We are back to our show again Around Kuwait. Dear viewers watching us through the KTV2. We mentioned at the beginning today we're going to privilege to interview the proud of Kuwait. She's already we call it a professional fencing team. Then she following her dream to become now in the women empowerment and contribute with UN. So all of us, let's welcome Balsam Al Ayoub. Hello and welcome to our show.
Thank you, Abdulaziz. I'm so happy and honored to be in this beautiful show Around Kuwait and share with you a part of my journey and share also with the audience, and I hope it will be a beautiful episode today.
Today we're going to talk about your journey in different fields. Today we were going to document it all about your successful zones and parts. Thank you. All about yourself. But let's go first of all, when I mentioned you in the beginning, we know Balsam links to fencing.
Yes.
So let's talk about the fencing journey.
Okay, so I started fencing in a young age when I was a teenager, and my main focus was focusing on individual sport.
Okay.
So fencing had a huge impact on me as an individual, and it empowered me not only as an athlete but also as a character, as a way of thinking. And what I had achieved in fencing is not only on a sport level but also on a personal level.
Personal level, yes.
So fencing had also empowered me as a leader. And it's changed my way of thinking.
Yes.
And the way that I look and interact with other things that's happening in my life. I always related to chess. So fencing is it's a mind game. Yeah, it's a mind game.
Like that time when you've been like competing in fencing, that time only people we usually when we want to following the media and the newspapers.
Yes.
We saw your pictures with your sister all the time. Yes. With the medals and the trophies. Usually when you see your picture all the time with your family, how does it feel to you?
Well, I'm proud. I'm proud with my failures and with my success.
Yeah, okay.
And I cannot only, if you want to be proud about what you had been through, you always have to be you have to be happy with all the experience and what you had been through. You don't have to focus only on your success and you deny or ignore the hard part that you've been through, because this is what makes you succeed.
And also when you mention about the hard part, what makes you succeed always the time, because this is like the moment you will not forget. Can you share with us about one certain moments, successful moment or something moments makes you like a strong woman as now?
Yes, I have, and I mentioned this before, when I had finished my high school and I applied for the physical education college as an athlete. I was an athlete and a champion, and I want to study physical education. I was denied 3 times.
Denied 3 times?
3 times. So 1.5 years, I was applying every semester, and they were denying me. So, and the last time, the 3rd time, I fought hard, and I went there and I stood for myself, and I said, I'm an athlete, I'm a champion. And I know this is rare for a woman to be a champion, but this is the thing that I want to study, and this is my right to study the thing that I want to study it. And I had accepted, and I had been accepted into the college. I became a student in the physical education college
and certain of your age?
Yes. And I graduated after 10 years.
Nice. Because, you know, because you are competing and you're...
No, 10 years. Aziz, when you say about 10 years, you're talking about 10 generation, but it wasn't because I was traveling and busy with my... Because of gender equality, gender inequality actually, because of your mindset, because you're different, because of a lot of things. It's not only because I wasn't good enough. And I never give up. And when I graduated after 10 years, they honored me with for being the best athlete in the college history in 2006. That was in January. The trophy didn't mean anything to me, and I wasn't really happy with it.
Nice.
And I don't know even where is it.
So from 1996 until 2006, that's why I want to mention. But the good thing, you know, because you are one of the people who changed the way of thinking of too many people that time, not like now. Women empowerment these days is different. Now we consider women and men as successful partners. You changed the way of thinking that time, and you are one of the proud of Kuwait, we can say, even the GCC, not only in the state of Kuwait. So let's talk more about the international competitions. I know locally we know Balsam, but international feels different when you compete in Asia continent and worldwide.
Well, Aziz, when we talk about that time, there wasn't a plan. So imagine that you are an athlete and you are the team.
Yes.
You are
individual game.
Exactly. You create your own vision, you create your own strategy, you train yourself if the trainer is not there. You have to manage all your traveling and all your participation. You have to...
All together.
Everything. So imagine you're 10 in 1. And how hard is that? So when I look back and I say, wow, we did this all, it is so hard. For me, that's a winning itself. That's a medal itself, to go and be there and to represent. So we were competing on an international level in the Grand Prix and in the international competition and in the qualification competition. But the thing that we didn't have regional competition at that time.
Not like now.
Not like now, yeah. Not in the GCC, not in the Arabian countries. We were all on an international, abroad, like spending a lot of time in Europe, Asia, Latin America, so it wasn't easy.
So that time you are struggling to success, we can say. Struggle?
Well, it was a struggle, but on the same time, this is what we had learned to do. We had practice to do. So there wasn't someone who lead you to the way. You don't have a reference that you go to it and ask him, how can I do this? So you created your own future, and you're working on your plan, and sometimes you fail, sometimes you stand up and you don't know where to go, and you have to choose your direction. So it wasn't easy, me and my sister Lulwa, for us, it wasn't, but we accept the challenge and we were happy with the results.
You are also encouraged, motivate each other.
Yes, yes.
On behalf of our show around Kuwait, we're sending our greetings to your sister also.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this is like when you think about that time in the international, you mentioned like how you struggled that day, you and your sister. How does it feel to you right now as a woman now after you've been for all this journey?
What I have been through, I always want to deliver to the new generation.
Okay.
Now in Kuwait Sports Club, we have more than 30 female young fencers.
Fencers, okay.
So those fencers are in a very young age, until 15, 16 years old. So when I sit down with them, when I go to the competition and see them competing, when I see them finishing the competition and crying because they didn't get the result they want, or they was upset with their points, for example, I tell them, you either win or learn. There is no lose.
No lose. You will win at the end.
You will win. If you work hard, you will win. And I always tell them, hard work beat talent if talent doesn't work hard.
Hard work pays off.
Yes. So I want to deliver what I had learned, my experiences, my failures, my faults, my success, and all the motivation that I have to them. And even if I have a conversation 5 minutes with one of them, in the end I see her smiling. And that's, for me, that's an award.
Rewarding.
Yes.
Amazing. So this is like we called in the beginning one of your steps, which we called fencing.
Yes.
So that's why you are proud. Like, thank you for sharing this good information to us from 1996 at the 2006 and before in the early 90s until the finish of your journey in 2006. Now we'll go about different topic. We'll talk about the funding for Be Strong.
I quit fencing after 2012.
2012.
Yes.
But I just want you to mention that when you graduated.
Yeah.
So Be Strong, I know it's a different project,
yes,
different inspiration. Now it's a new Balsam for a big experience you have, and you have too many things in your mind. How come you create this word for like a slogan, Be Strong campaign?
So since 2006, I participated on the first Women Empowerment Conference, and that was in Dubai.
Okay.
And I think Dubai or Abu Dhabi. I think Abu Dhabi.
In UAE?
Yeah, in the UAE. And one of my idol superstars, and still till today, is Jane Fonda.
Okay.
So I met her there also.
In person?
In person. And before that, I bought her book.
Okay.
So My Life So Far, it's called.
Signed it?
No. And I told her after a while, I told her I just bought your book and I didn't read it. So she said, I was happy to see that you saw me face to face, and then you will read the book. So in that conference, she mentioned something which was very interesting to me. And she said, it takes from me 60 years to discover the leader inside me.
Nice.
Don't take this time.
Okay. You have to search before.
Yes. You have to know what is your powerful tools, and you have to invest in it. So that was like a lesson, an advice, a very precious advice.
It's like an advice from 1 million KD, we can say.
So after that, we focused on the self-development plus the fencing. So fencing had developed us on a personal level or on a sport level, but also on the leadership level, we were investing a lot. In 2009, we had me and my sister nominated for Ashoka.
Okay.
And after that, we had learned how, and we were trained on the leadership and the women empowerment and the things that we've been working on.
Yes.
And then we had involved more in the international women movement and the Women Global Summit, for example, Women in Sport and the IOC.
So too many exhibitions you participated in.
And conferences.
Yes,
conferences and events. And
did you be a keynote speaker?
Yes, yes. And we were keynote speakers in one of the fencing Congress, and that was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And we were honored. It was the 100th anniversary of the federation, and they had invited us as
good memorial time.
It is. So then all those knowledge and information and experience that you had observed and you had learned, you have to put it in the right place and invest in your community.
Okay.
So in 2015, I had been introduced to the Ending Violence Against Women campaign by Sir Optimist and by Abolish
Sir Optimist Kuwait.
Yes. I am founder with them. And
Hajjaj that time.
Yes. Yeah. We sent her our best regards. Of course, she's an amazing woman. Yes. And before, I was a founder with them when they established it in Kuwait.
Okay. With Abolish also.
And Abolish with the Anud al-Sharikh and the other beautiful ladies that they. And that time I had learned about ending violence against women, what's going on. I was away from that concept. So I had thought about something where I can empower women and let them feel their power. So I made them Be Strong, and the main concept was the Ending Violence Against Women campaign and the self-defense training for free for all women in Kuwait, and there is a lot of women came from outside.
I know, like you have like during this camp, one of the we call the Orange Month.
Yes.
You did like some events in the Orange Month also. For
it is now. It is from the 25th of November to the 10th of December.
Yes.
So I don't stick my project with the campaign of the UN because there is a lot is going on. So I want to make sure that I go to different events and meet a lot of women on the same field. And then I do it usually either in January or February. And this year and last year, this February and last year, I was honored to cooperate with the U.S. military in Kuwait and the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait. And I've been partnering with them since 2016 for Be Strong, but on different projects.
Yeah. But can you mention to us about the projects, if you can elaborate, from 2016, now we are 2023?
And women empowerment in sports, and the cultural visitors and exchange program with the visitors that the U.S. Embassy brings to Kuwait to have like an exchange program. So with Kuwait Sporty Club and the U.S. Embassy, I had been, and Be Strong, of course, I had been in a very good and beautiful partnership and relationship
with them.
And in 2019, they had nominated me by His Excellency, the ex-ambassador in Kuwait, Mr. Lawrence Silverman.
Yes.
So he had been watching Be Strong and knowing about it.
Yes.
So he had asked me that he wants to nominate me for the IVLP.
IVLP nominated.
Yes. So with the State of Department for Women in Peace and Security.
Nice.
And that's how I was introduced to Women in Peace and Security. Nice. So I went to the US in 2019, end of 2000. Thanks God, I went there, I finished, and I came back.
And you represented Kuwait.
And and the pandemic happened, so I came before the pandemic started, alhamdulillah. So I learned for 1 month there, and it was amazing.
Journey and experience.
Beautiful, beautiful. And they had taught me a lot, a lot. I learned a lot.
So one of the things you learned from there, I know like you're gaining the experience from different countries. What is the keynote for this experience for 1 month?
So in Be Strong, my main, the main thing, one of the main things that we do, one of the main work that we do, we help survivors of domestic violence to find a safe place and to manage their life again. So I dealt with the situation, and then I went to the US. In the US, we went to different states, like six states, and the last state, I went to, they took us to a shelter, a women's shelter.
Women's shelter there?
There, it's called Hope. In Seattle, I think.
Seattle, okay.
I think in Seattle.
State.
It was amazing experience. And it was for women and children. The woman who is managing it's a beautiful shelter. I can't tell. It's a shelter, but it's very beautiful. There's a school, there's language classes, there is a shop where you can go and take the clothes, and you feel it's a shop, but you don't pay money in it.
Okay.
And we help in preparing the meals in the kitchen.
For free.
Of course, we were in the kitchen managing the meals and everything with the other girls.
Like community there.
Community. And the woman who was in the operating the shelter, she was a survivor.
Okay.
So she had a fully understand of what women are going through and what they are like
going
experiencing, before they come to this place.
So imagine the one who's like operating, she's a survivor from one certain issue, and you're being there for 1 month, and you experience different things. Like it's not only a shelter just to sit there.
No.
It's like a
development. So like a personal development center.
Yes.
I was really that
like rehabilitation.
Yes, that place really had a huge impact on me and a huge impact on the Be Strong program. So I continue doing what I'm doing. Then the pandemic happened, and because of when the pandemic happened, I had a difficulty bringing the trainers from the U.S.
Okay.
So and the embassy, the U.S. embassy has suggested that we can cooperate with the U.S. military and see, because I have a cooperation with them in a different awareness, awareness like the doping and the drugs for the athletes, for example. They did the workshops, the fitness for the trainers program. So they brought Major Sandra Wright. And she's a close friend to me. I cannot live without her. I love her so much. And she is an amazing person. She had created a huge impact on my program and her program, because it is not only me, it is her also. Program, she had created with me something very beautiful. We train the women in police in Kuwait. We train women in the community. We train women in general, and girls and young girls, and we were happy that fathers bring their daughters. They watch their daughters in a very proud way, very proud eyes. And sometimes husband, they come and register their daughters, their wives.
Their wives,
yeah, they want their wives to be strong and to experience the self-defense training, because it's very short time and it's only for 2 days workshop. So women learn a very tense movement, but it's very effective.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very tense and very effective. That's how we will talk more about the Be Strong campaign.
Yes.
We call it the story behind it. From the scratch until now it's elaborating. Now people can see it. That's what we are very proud of. Let's talk more about a different part of your journey. We'll talk about Kuwait Club.
Yes, Kuwait Sports Club.
Yeah, and you can be like an executive board of member there. Yes. And even you're participating with the U.S. embassies there, events sometimes for the soccer team, for the futsal.
Yeah.
So how do you cooperate now? You are not just an athletic now. You are in the administration.
Yes.
You are ruling a club. So, and you are part of the journey. You are the first woman and
the only woman.
The only woman.
Yes.
Let's talk more about this journey with you.
Thank you so much, Aziz, for this question. It is really important to highlight this experience. So, I've been in Kuwait Sport Club since 2004 as an athlete. In 2014, in 2008, 9, and we did a few events and programs and women empowerment things, and sports festivals for women, and they were really happy. The board was really happy in women empowerment concept, because they believe in a role of women in the sport community. In 2015, when I established Be Strong and Champion Among Us, that was a different stage, because I established a program where I had a partnership with the UN for the SDGs. It was a different level. In 2019, there was the election, and we were a board, and they had give me the chance to be in the board, because they know me for a long time.
For your good reputation, and you are famous, and you're a star.
And the hard work, and the environment that I had created for kids and for women and for the community, the part of the community. So when I became a board member in 2019, the thing that I didn't know what exactly I have to do. So it was a self-learning actually, but I have to admit that the president of the club, Mr. Khalid Al-Ghanem, he had given me the huge trust and empowerment to believe in what I'm doing.
Nice. To believe what you are doing.
Yes.
That's why we're going to continue this interesting topic, but dear viewers, let's go to this tiny break. They will continue your show around Kuwait.
Okay.
We are back to our show again around Kuwait. We are still continuing our topics with our interesting topic with our guest Balsam Ayoub. Before the breaks, we spoke about now the journey for Kuwait club,
Yeah.
Kuwait club. So you mentioned at the end Khalid Al Ghanem and the dealing with this kind of the pioneers.
Yes, they were men, a group of men who is running the club and who is managing the club in general. And you have the managers of the sports team, and you have the individual sports and the team sports,
Yes.
and you have the facilities, and you have the services, and you have the parents, and you're having a huge community. So I didn't know in the beginning what exactly I want to run.
Yeah, and what about your role, we can say?
Yeah, what exactly I want to do. So when I asked him what exactly is required for me to do, he stared at my face and he said, "You tell me."
Nice. So it's like you have to choose whatever you want.
Yeah, he gave me the space, and I always mention this. I will not achieve what I had achieved today in Kuwait Sporting Club without giving me my own space to move. So I had focused on the individual sports. I had rebuilt the boxing, and I'm so honored with the boxing team today. They are amazing. I love them so much. The team, the young boys, the trainers, they are really working hard, and they had created a historical result.
We can say because you've been in the individual sport, so you are aiming for the individual sport as well.
Yes, it is my passion. And if you tell me the only team sport that I had run is the women futsal team, and I was honored. And then the volleyball also. So we had created, since the beginning that I was in the board member in 2019, we had focused on how we build the culture of women's sports in Kuwait Sporting Club. The shock when the pandemic happened.
Yeah, in 2000?
In 2020 in March. So it's a year where I had established, because when I became a board member, it was in the half of the season.
Okay.
In January.
In January, and the pandemic came in February.
No, so after a year, so when you build a vision or when you build a strategy, you build it for this coming season. So I built my vision in the summer. I work on it on September. And then in February, on the middle of my plan, the pandemic happened.
Comes in the middle.
That was for me a new training course that I have been in when the pandemic happened.
What kind of challenges happened to you that time?
You know, Abdulaziz, this is a very beautiful question. Thank you for asking me this. For me, I had my own sad moments when I go to the club and it was empty.
Empty. I can tell, yeah. Like a facilitation, nothing there.
Like a ghost place. I miss the kids' voices. I miss the kids shouting. You know, when you go inside the club.
And the steps.
And the steps and the yelling and running and then there is nothing, quiet. And that was really hard when you go to a competition or we have a very beautiful match and there is no audience, there is no fans.
The same feeling.
Yeah, the fans couldn't come. So you only listen to the footsteps and to the
and the voice of the coaches. Yeah. And
it wasn't really it wasn't a pleasant time, but alhamdulillah we get over it with the lost. And we rebuilt our community and our players again. And I focused on, it was a good time for me to observe, to work on the construction, to rebuild and remanage a few facilities in Kuwait Sports Club. And it was really beautiful. I'm so proud of the work that was made by the power of the board member and the belief that they had given to me. And then I focused on the individual sport like the athletics. We had women athletics team, futsal, volleyball, and karate, table tennis, and fencing, and tennis, tennis.
All individuals.
All individual sport. But now in this season, we had decided that we will focus only on the individual sport, and we will not be involved in the team sport on this season, because we felt that the government have no focus or have no vision on what they want exactly to do with women's sport.
Nice. What happened about the fencing team also?
So the fencing team, I remanaged my dream place. So I made the hall that I wish to train in, and it was very beautiful, very elegant, modern. People start to come and see the facility, so they believe it's a nice place for their kids and daughters to train. It was a safe place for their daughters because they know that I'm there and it's under my supervision.
And people know, like, you are being expert in this field.
Yes.
You are our star.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between that time when you've been a fencing team now in the Kuwaiti big facilities for the fencing? What is the difference?
The difference huge. Like, I didn't have the chance to experience a place where I have a lot of girls to train with me. I didn't have a beautiful hall, fencing hall. I didn't have my own trainer. A place where is equal for boys and girls.
Girls, yeah.
So they don't feel discriminated. They don't take less than what boys take. And
so good motivation for everybody.
Everything that I had missed, Abdulaziz, everything.
No.
I am giving it back now to the girls.
Amazing. This is like a good thing from a noble, from your responsibility to engage everybody. This is like we spoke about, that was the journey for to be a director board of member in the club. Now let's talk about the contribution with UN.
Yes.
Now you will talk about a big entity, now worldwide, as like an employee. I am the Kuwaiti ambassador, represented my country after I've been in the too many summits and conferences and speakers with your sister. Now I am presented as an ambassador for my country to UN. How do you see the contribution?
I think when I had been involved more in the Be Strong and the partnership with the UN for women empowerment and getting more to know about how can we empower women, what's the international plan, and the Champion Among Us program, where I had focused and highlight the SDGs and the sustainability goals of the United Nations. So that helps me a lot to understand what's going on in the world and what I want to pick from this to focus on.
Yes.
So what I told you in 2019 when I went to the IVLB for Women in Peace and Security, here when I learned what is Women in Peace and Security. So I established Be Strong in 2015, but I didn't know that I was working on Women in Peace and Security. So when this course happened in the UNITAR, I had applied because it's by application, and I was selected. And the letter that they wrote to me, it was very beautiful, actually.
Do you remember the letter?
Yes, they said, we congratulate you for the amazing achievement that you had achieved in your career, and we are honored, thrilled to tell you that you are accepted, and we can't wait to see you in Geneva.
Nice.
So in this moment, I would love to thank a huge thank you for His Excellency Mr. Marian Warba, the ambassador of the Australian ambassador in Kuwait.
That time.
Yes, no, and still
yes.
Yeah, and His Excellency the Swiss ambassador also in Kuwait for doing a miracle to make my visa done. I renewed my passport and I was in a chaos, and they really made a huge push for me. Yeah, and they said, this is something really huge what you're doing, and for us it's a mission to be accomplished.
So let's talk more about Balsam, about your family support.
Yes.
Like this is all your big journey. Always have something people always say, one hand cannot clap. Yes. So how do you see the family support from that time in the 90s? You are an fencing team. Now you contribute with the UN after the thing happened to you until today. Their support to you, how does it mean to you?
Listen, okay, Abdulaziz, we have to highlight something. You create the child character in a very young age. And we always listen to the people when they say kids are like a sponge.
Yes.
They observe and they learn. And they take on everything. They are like a mirror. So I am the reflection of a great man and a great woman who are my dad and my mom. They had empowered me, they had invested in me, they had believed in me.
Yes.
And I can't tell that life was perfect. No, it's not perfect. But they were learner with us on the same time. We learned and they learned. But they had pushed hard to make us the better version that they can see in this life. And they did. They invested a lot. So they had a vision beyond the vision of the people in that time in the community, because empowering women in sport on the 90s wasn't something really...
not like now.
Yeah, it's not like now. You had your own struggle, you had your own... you have people get upset because your picture in the media or in the newspaper.
But it's okay. But the good thing now, that's why we are very proud to talk about. This is part of your journey. That's a moment you will not forget.
Yes.
I noticed we are sitting, you have some certain paper with you. I know in the beginning, before the chit chat, you're showing with us about something you learned.
Yes.
Can you share it with the viewers?
Before I talk about the paper,
schedule,
yeah, I want to tell you why I had now decided to learn few courses, one on Yale University, online course, on the how you deal with your emotion, like the emotion management and life coaching, and the different behavior aspects,
and teaching the people how they to know what they are feeling.
It makes me understand, and it makes me help other people to understand. So I'm reinvesting again in my education, and I'm focusing on the level of how I can create a new impact in the society in the areas that I'm working on. So I want to teach coaches and people in the club and athletes how they can understand their feelings, because at that time no one had explained this to me. But because I learned physical education, I learned psychology and sport so what I want to explain,
can you hold it like this?
Before I hold it.
Before I want to, you want to discuss
yes,
something.
Before I hold it.
Okay.
So, and I will talk about our culture. In our culture, talking about our emotions is not something common. And usually when people tell you, Shfiq Abdelaziz, what's wrong with you?
What happened to you?
What happened to you? For example, you will say, I'm not feeling okay. It's okay, no problem. You will be good. But they don't ask you to talk about what exactly you're going through.
About my issue.
What? They don't want to listen about the issue. They just want to tell you that everything will be okay, or no, you're just overreacting. Or, but since he was a kid, actually, since in a very young age, and this is something I watched it. I didn't experience it because no one had told me not to be in that mood, for example. But I am watching it for a long time. So let's say if you have a child, either one of your relatives or your son or whatever, and they fall down and they get injured, for example, and they start to cry. What is the first word you will say to him?
Which is, how do you feel?
No. Usually, you shouldn't go like that. What do you tell him if he falls down and he starts to cry?
Careful, what happened? Are you okay?
This is very good. Most of the people, the first thing they say, don't cry.
Okay.
So when you are telling the person not to cry, you're blocking their emotions.
Okay.
Until the time that they are grown up and they are old enough to be in this life, they cannot express their feelings because they don't know how to express it. And there's a lot of cases we had seen it,
yes.
that they are not able to explain. They don't have the definition of the word, how it's going on inside them.
Yes.
So I had learned recently in Yale University this thing.
Okay. The mood. So, can you keep it? I will show it to the viewers. Okay.
So this is the mood meter. So imagine some of the countries, the developed countries in education, they use this mood meter and they put it on the classroom. So when the kid come, they have a magnetic screen or sheet, and each one come inside the class and take his name and put it on the magnetic board. So the teacher will know what is the mood of this person today? And after the half of the day, they will ask him, how is your mood? So this is a scale where you can know that you have from 0 to 5.
To 5, okay.
And you have areas. So you have the red, the yellow, the red, the green, and the blue.
Nice.
So if you are in the yellow, you are in the pleasant mood.
Okay, yellow is the pleasant mood.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you wake up every morning, and I want people to go through Google and check, you can write the mood meter, and you will learn a lot about this. I'm learning, I'm still learning, but what I had learned, I want to deliver it to the audience to understand. You had to teach it to your kid and teach it to yourself. And you can put a paper on the fridge or in the living room or in a clear place where or a magnetic board, and you can teach the family members how can they use this this mood meter, and let them talk and describe their feelings, and how the family can support the emotions that needed
for this certain
for this
moment.
situation.
Yes. Then we goes to the green, low energy, pleasant.
Yes.
Right?
And you go to the red, and then the orange, and then you go to the blue. The blue is the most extreme, let's say, the thing. So if someone tell you that I'm sad is in the
blue.
high scale of the blue. But you go down when it's depressed.
Depressed, yes. I can see the colors.
Yes. So you have to know how you can describe your mood situation and why you're feeling this. Is it because of like I love a teacher who when I was learning, I love a teacher when he mentioned something very important. And he said this mood meter had taught him how to get out of the situation that upset him. So someone asked him, how was your day today? It was in the morning, and he had a very bad drive to the school. So he had asked, the man had asked him why it was a bad drive and why you are upset. You're in the school now and everything is okay. So he didn't realize that this thing happened and finished. And now he has starting a new hour in his day. So please take care of your emotions, take care of your awareness. Be aware of what's going on inside your mind and inside your brain, and teach the kids always, even the husbands, even the friends. If they are emotional or they're crying, it's okay.
It's okay to express yourself.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to explain, because if you don't let people explain what's going on inside them, they will explode. And that's why when you see the emotional disorder and the things that happen on the mental health issues.
You see, our guest, Balsam Al-Ayoub, we notice all the time, like, thank you so much for sharing all this amazing information. Today we spoke all about your field journeys. Yes. And we talk about the fencing, how you've been like, about the women empowerment, the board of membering, and even about how we do in international competitions. Be strong. Yes. We can say all the time, Balsam Al-Ayoub, good times run very fast. We didn't feel the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, but for sure we'll be again, we'll talk more about other achievements, okay?
Of course, that's an honor for me, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be in your beautiful show around Kuwait. And I hope that I had a useful conversation that people will really enjoy it and learn from it. And wish you all the best. And please take care of your mental health and be strong. And please exercise. 4% of your day is 1 hour. So 60 minutes can really affect you in a very good way in investing in your body. And always believe in gender equality, girls empowerment, women empowerment, and you will see miracles will happen.
Yeah, thank you so much. Miracles always will happen with everybody. So we're speaking to Balsam Al-Ayoub. She's proud of Kuwait. She's a Kuwaiti pioneer in athletics. She already showing us about her journeys when she is starting from fencing until her contribution with the UN and even more. Now, dear viewers, we reached the end of our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed our episode. See you next time. Have a great day.
Thank you.